Hey guys, Happy New Year. Thanks so much for joining us on this brand new adventure. We're super excited to have you guys here. You are listening to Two Sisters Unscripted.
We are so grateful that you are coming along for this first episode. With it being the first episode, we just wanted to focus a little bit on who we are and why we wanted to start this podcast. We want you to feel comfortable and we want you to feel like you're part of our family, and it will help you to understand who's behind the mic.
Or who's behind the computer speakers and the headphones because we're broke bitches and we don't have microphones yet. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
You'll also get used to Caitlin's explicit material.
Yeah. Um, so with that, I guess I can kick things off with the introduction. So during our first episode, we really wanted to again just introduce who we are so you guys can get a little bit of an idea. um, but I am Caitlin. I am the younger sister. I'm the baby of the house. I'm currently in North Carolina working in healthcare. I am also a fitness instructor on my days off. But aside from that, things that I just like to do on my off time in general is I like to go for walks with my friends. I like to read. I will eat. I will eat. Your girl
Like,
likes to sleep.
again.
Right, right. Our whole family, we are eaters, y'all. Nasty. Get your minds out the gutters. I like to eat. I'm a huge sweet tooth, and yeah, if y'all ever in North Carolina, I can put you on some good sweet spots here. But I am also probably the biggest like faker, like extroverted faker. Because really deep down, I'm a huge introvert. I'm a homebody. I feel like my true friends know that about me. I like to be low key in my life. However, like Megan mentioned, I will probably be the reason we have to put explicit content warning on some of our podcasts. So there
Sorry.
is I don't apologize for it. So, sorry, not sorry. It's who I am. It's all an endearment. I don't really like with people and friends. It's more like a bitch. What? Yeah, so that kind of stuff.
And
But
remember, our podcast is unscripted, so we will not be filtering what we are talking about or saying. So,
yes, but I will try to take it down a little bit for y'all at the start.
we must
But
really like you guys.
of course, though, throughout this podcast, you'll find out more about me and my thoughts on certain topics, and I hope you enjoy my personality. We'll see.
Now it's my turn. I'm the older sister. My name is Megan. I live in upstate New York. I am a stay-at-home mom with no kitchen. Um, Backstory: my husband and I are renovating our entire house and adding an addition on to the back of the house, and the back of the house was our kitchen, so that whole wall doesn't exist anymore. Eventually, we'll have a kitchen and it will all be worth it. It's just a process, especially with a 4-year-old and almost 2-year-old.
Dogs and two cats and a chicken and a donkey. Um,
No chicken or donkey, but we do have I have 1 dog right now and 2 cats, and take care of dad's 2 dogs when he's at work. Um, let's see, as of hobbies, let's be real, I don't have time for them.
what?
Um, but when life isn't as hectic, I enjoy walking, especially with the kids. Um, if I'm not with the kids, I love listening to a good podcast on my walk. I enjoy the gym when I get the oomph to go. Uh,
Mm, that's a good podcast topic right there.
oh, I know. Um, I always say I'm gonna go at night when the kids go to bed, and then the kids go to bed, and then I go to bed, and then I say, "Oh, I'm gonna get up at 4," and then I'm like, "No, the kids aren't up. I'm not getting up." But that is a whole nother episode.
Or the kids go to bed and start talking to you through your app just now.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
want Kamada.
You guys will hear my kids a lot. I love them. They're just very vocal. Caitlin, do you wanna tell them how we decided to start a podcast?
Oh my gosh. Um, yeah. So we like we said, we're super grateful and excited to start this and have you guys on this journey. This did not just come like out of the blue. We were kind of thinking this for probably like I really shouldn't say we were genuinely thinking deep about it until just, of course, this past like full year. But we definitely mentioned it maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. So we just briefly joked that our life could be a reality show because, which I'm sure probably everyone listening to this at some point has thought the same thing. Like our life is a hot mess. Um, but really, we ended up making it more of a thought, of course, after like our mom passed away. So we were like, you know what? We have grown closer together. We have just thoughts and topics that might people might be able to resonate with and really relate to. Um and I remember we were talking about one day we were just talking about like
Oh,
vaginal
I
and
know where you're going with it.
yes, but like it's true, like vaginal women's health care. I think I had just had like an OBGYN appointment, or maybe it was you, but we had just it might have been you after like a checkup after Keegan, maybe. I don't know. But it was we ended up just talking about that. I was like, you know what? We really have to start talking about this stuff because as you know, if you're a woman listening to this, obviously there's sometimes you go to OBGYN and you just, feel like
There's a story.
there's yes, yeah, or you feel like, wow, I wasn't listened to and other women can relate. And as men, I just feel like men should also just be aware of what women go through at an OB/GYN or just in general with their health and, in healthcare in general. But so that's kind of like we had what happened in January, and then yeah, I think it was like mid-year we kind of had that discussion, or I don't know, and then we were just like,
Let's do
you,
it.
Megan. Yeah, no, Megan was really the ones like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it.
Oh, I was
And I was like,
we got to.
yeah.
We have
And
a
I
whole life of discussions to have.
yeah. Which is true. I mean, we also, when we're on the phone with each other, we also just kind of sit in silence sometimes as we're doing like dishes or showering.
Yeah,
um,
you're gonna learn about our whole life.
yes. But yeah, so that's kind of how we thought to, come up with this podcast. And yeah, Megan, if you wanted to, I guess, talk about some of the topics we'll cover.
We have a good episode planned for you guys next week about our thoughts on New Year's resolutions.
New
We
year, new me,
yeah.
right? That's how it goes. New year, new me. I'm just kidding. I'm staying the same. Don't expect nothing.
No, not.
Note that.
Um, we are gonna touch on, like, our relationship growing up versus now, completely different. Um, what brought us closer. We will touch on, um, grief. A year just about a year ago, we lost our mom, and we both have dealt with the grief in different ways, and we think it's important to talk about how people deal with things like that very differently, and maybe what even you could say to someone going through grief, because I feel like until you've gone through it, you don't really truly understand. Um, what else will we talk about?
She got paused because she was just checking on her
Yeah,
child.
sorry, guys. Somebody moved on the baby monitor. Like, I got distracted. Let's see. I know we're gonna talk about fitness. Like Caitlin said, she instructs fitness classes when she's not running wild in healthcare, working 12-hour shifts. Then there were, I don't know. Sorry guys.
This is what happened when you guys I don't have kids. I can't relate, but that quick distraction. Um kidding. I really do not have kids. Don't come for me, guys.
Also, this is proof that our podcast is unscripted because I really wish it was scripted right now because my mind went blank.
Drawing a blank. But if I'll mention some things
Yeah,
too.
go ahead, Caitlin, all you.
So
Like,
so all the things that Megan mentioned, and then we'll also talk on relationships in general. Megan, as she mentioned, she's married. I am not. I'm single. But also friendships and just how we navigate that with life. I think a lot of us can relate to as we get older. Our friendships change, the dynamics change, what we anticipate or expect in relationships change, and not just like relationships between your partner, but relationships with family, relationship with friends. That can change as well as we age and as we um decide what we want personally with our lives. And we want to just discuss also like our different careers, and just really in general navigating all of that. So we our huge intention with this podcast is to one, be able to bring you guys along on this journey that, yeah, like we'll definitely be talking about some things that are more personal because it's like we'll talk about some things that are really about like our lives, but we want to be able to talk about things that is also relatable. So we want people to be able to listen, relate, and we want to be able to empathize with people too. Things, even though each of us are so unique and our lives are so unique, we can still be intertwined in some way with what we go through, what we experience. And we just want to kind of like have, for lack of better terms, I guess, have a safe space that people can listen to and feel um, that they're not doing this alone or they're not experiencing one thing alone. And I feel like it's a like we experience so much similarities with a lot of people that we expect or anticipate to. So I think that's kind of our thought process with this podcast as well. And we just want people to really feel just seen, heard, appreciated in different ways. So Megan is like, put her shoulders up, like,
I
um,
better with the script, but for the sake of the podcast, we are doing this unscripted, and it's blowing my mind because I don't do well without having what to say in front of me.
that's okay. I took a public speaking class in undergrad, and I thrived. So
Oh,
we'll
good. You'll be
make it.
hearing a lot of Caitlin.
You're so lucky. Wow.
Again, apologies in advance for the explicit material.
I don't know what you're talking about because one of the people that I just had as a patient said, "Your voice is so sexy." And I said, "Oh my
Oh,
God." So really? Y'all are lucky. I'm kidding.
so lucky.
Um, I'm not that. I'm not that. But yeah, so ultimately that's kind of what we'll be looking at with our topics. But really we are, of course, still new at this, right? This is our very first podcast.
Yeah.
And I won't lie to you guys, like, it took us maybe 30, 45 minutes to even get this started because I had to pee. All right. I had to go to the bathroom. Then Megan had to, her daughter kept climbing out of bed. And then the dog started barking. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're simply trying to navigate this. It's new to us. We of course listen to some podcasts just to kind of get an idea. Megan has always listened to podcasts, but
The
just to
podcast.
kind of get an idea of like how we could present it. But ultimately, we want to be just authentic. We want to just, as Megan said, like it is called like unscripted for that reason. So we we're just here to kind of have a good time and have you guys also listen to our shenanigans.
And
On
please
top of
bear with us. There will be some times where we break out into laughter, and you're just stuck listening to us laugh for probably 30 full seconds because we can get going.
oh Lord, no, not the laughing. No, I'm doing that for the laugh. I'm sorry, I made a face because I'm like, oh my gosh, my laugh's crazy,
Yeah,
guys.
we apologize, both of us. Our laughs are yeah.
They're intense. But you know what? I think personally, I think what's to say, laughter is the great best medicine.
Laughter is
Uh,
the reason we laugh forever is because once one of us start going, the other one starts laughing, and
yeah.
there's no ending. It's it's just contagious, so we hope that you guys at least brings a smile to your face every time we break out into laughter.
But we'll try to reel it back in because obviously no one wants to listen to hyenas in their ears for like 20-minute
Yeah,
podcast. But
we'll do our
um
best, I swear.
we will. But yeah, so this is new to us. We're navigating it too. But we also want to welcome any genuinely, if you guys are hearing something on your end, if we welcome any constructive feedback, or just any way that we can enhance this for our listeners as well. Like we are all ears and we will never shy away from just being like transparent with our newness to this, I guess. But you'll see on our Instagram page, you'll see us put some stuff to just try to get your feedback and also see what you guys want to hear as well, like just different topics for this upcoming week or just in general as well. And I think one thing that Megan and I we both discussed too is that we want to be able to have people on our podcast as well. Whether that's via friends, we have a lot of friends. Well, hold on now. We don't have a lot of friends. A
Mhm.
majority of our friends, that's funny. A majority of our friends are, um, I don't want to say like a majority of our friends have experience with certain topics or where their career has taken them. And
Absolutely.
so we would love to like have our friends on and we would also like to just expand and have just different people who have different knowledge on topics that we might be talking about that um aren't our friends.
Uh,
I feel like I just need to add that because I don't want people to think like, oh, all these people are gonna be Megan's and Caitlin's friends.
no, like professionals in a topic.
Thank you. Yes, because we have no friends. I'm just kidding. All my friends, I love y'all so much.
Same.
um, but yeah, so that's kind of where we hope to see our podcast.
Oh, don't forget the most important future guest,
Our father.
our father. Our dad will be discussed. He will be a guest. And yeah,
Telling us today. And literally, actually, weeks leading up to this, he was like, when are you guys recording? When are you recording?
what's your first
Are you
topic?
right? Are you ever gonna record? You know, it's coming out soon. I'm like, Dad, I appreciate this aggressive support. I appreciate it, but you're giving me a little anxiety. But it's like nice that you care so much about this.
It's like growing up. Did you get your homework done? You gotta get your homework done.
Oh,
It's due this week.
yeah, I think that was more mom though.
That was definitely more dad was
um,
your mom said to sit at the table. He was the
yeah,
enforcer behind mom.
pretty much. But I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Hopefully, but yeah. So our father, well, I guess he'll be on a podcast.
Or
Um,
2,
yeah, you think? Listen, if you guys can put
handle
up with me, I think he's like a step beyond me. So,
Oh, for sure. I mean, he only has double the amount of time on this earth to prepare for this moment.
yeah, oh god.
He's been wanting I mean, he before podcast, dad wanted to write a book. We're gonna give him a taste of a podcast, and he's just gonna start talking to the world through the computer,
Yeah.
through the phone.
Wow, he's gonna thrive.
Yeah.
Guys, this was fun while it lasted. It's gonna turn into our dad's podcast. So, enjoy that. We sure will. Oh goodness. But yes,
I don't think
so
the world can handle a Charlie podcast.
Charlie. Hmm. No, it's just Hoops
Yeah.
podcast.
Hey, our dad's name is Charlie, AKA Hoop. All his friends call him Hoop.
Dang, you putting on his whole government like that.
Listen, we're gonna talk about him so much. He's also known as Paw Paw to his grandkids, his number one favorite name. Dad doesn't exist anymore.
Anyways, guys. Um, I feel like our podcast will lead to this. We just segued, but
A lot of this.
we're gonna bring it back. But yes, so to wrap it up, um, we are really, really excited for this, and we're really, really grateful for the people who have supported us up to this point, and we're really excited to have the people who
Who don't know
decide
us.
to right, and then decide to support us later on. And we're big on just welcoming you into our family. So we're really excited.
I do want to mention follow us on Instagram. Please let us know on Instagram if there's any topics that you're interested in hearing or anything that you would want us to change about the podcast for the better. Um, Also, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please subscribe and please share with all of your friends. Hopefully, they love us as much as you.
Don't sound too confident.
No,
Kidding.
again, it's our first one.
It is, yeah. So we're excited, but yes, Instagram. Well, I'll be honest. Megan is the one who's kind of like doing the background stuff, and I'm very grateful. Um, are we able to put our Instagram account like when we add stuff on Spotify and Apple?
Yeah, it should be listed as our website, but I will triple check that and make sure.
If
Uh,
not, I'm gonna just put it out here real quick. It's two TWO underscore sisters. Make sure you put the S at the end. Underscore unscripted. So two underscore sisters underscore unscripted on Instagram. And same thing with Spotify and Apple, not the underscore. Just two sisters unscripted. And it's Megan and Caitlin. Fun fact, our names, our mom insisted that, I don't know the accuracy behind it, but she insisted that they are spelled the true Irish way. So if you spell it any other way, you're wrong. For us, at least. um, for how we spell Megan and Caitlin. But, or how our mom spelled it, rather. But yeah, so on Instagram, we would love your support and follow. And we are on Apple and Spotify. So two Stitches Unscripted, Megan and Caitlin. But thanks so much and welcome to the family.
Bye, guys.